Welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking about a band called Kodama and the music video I did for them. It's a very interesting setup, and I'm going to do today's video a little bit different because the music video is longer. I'm going to just talk about it for a second and then let you watch the whole thing all the way through. Now let's rewind to Christmas of 2018. It was the first time I ever saw my now good friend Niall Thorley. We were both missionaries in Peru. There's a lot of them there though, you know, so we didn't know each other yet. We had a big Christmas party though where there was like 200 of us together. There was food, music, one of the songs being sung by Niall himself, and that kid has got an amazing voice, let me tell you. A few months later we were put in the same part of the city and spent a lot of time together doing missionary stuff. And while doing missionary stuff, I talked a lot about movies, which is my favorite thing in the world, and music and all that, Napoleon Dynamite especially, and I thought this guy was just fantastic. So in September, when I finally moved down to Utah, we set up a time to film a music video together. He's in a couple bands. One of them is called The Painted Roses, which I will be doing a video on hopefully next week. I meant to do this video like a month ago, but there's just been a lot going on. A lot of good stuff, but we'll get to that later. And his other band, Kodama. I don't think they sing at all in that band, just instrumental. He plays the bass. He's got a friend, Alex, that is just crazy good on the guitar. Insane. And a drummer, so 3 people in this band. Pretty cool deal. They came up with an idea, an interesting idea for an album, where all the songs they do, they basically just make up on the spot and then record it. They show up to the studio, they decide what kind of drum beat they want, what kind of riffs they want to play, who's going to play what when, and then they just play it and they record it. They do a couple takes, but for a guy doing a music video, only one of the takes is going to be the one that they use, and everyone is very different, so you only have one take to get the shot. This was a little bit difficult, but we managed, and I think it turned out swell. The circumstances of this music video made things very difficult. It's good that it was difficult because, you know, the harder things are for you, the more you learn, and the more experience you have. Now, if I'm doing a normal music video where I get to just play the recorded song on a speaker and have the artist or band play or sing along to it, that's pretty simple. I only have one camera, so I can just do multiple takes of, you know, in each location and of each person. However much footage I need to get, we can just keep playing the song over and over again, or certain parts of the song. But in this case, the band Kodama was just recording the song without ever having played it before. The problem with me only having one camera is then it was impossible. I had to get more cameras. Now you'll see when you're watching the video, it's very obvious that there are 3 cameras and you can tell which one is which. I tried my hardest to match up all of the settings, but it's a little bit difficult when all 3 of the cameras are different brands. I have the Canon SL2. I'm very used to using this, so I know how, you know, all the settings work and what I need to do with the settings to get optimal performance. However, my friend Niall, the bass player, he has a Nikon. It wasn't bad or anything, simply different than using a Canon, as well as our 3rd camera we got from Niall's friend, which was a Sony, and I've never used a Nikon or a Sony before. So matching everything up was a little difficult. That's actually why I went with black and white in this video, because the colors were just different in each camera's footage. Here's a clip of me with the Canon. I was using this on my Glidecam, so it was really smooth. I just walked around, you know, getting different shots of everything. I had my nifty 50 on there, the 50mm prime lens, which is definitely my favorite. It's really good for these up-close shots, getting detail and making it seem dramatic. We also put a nifty 50 on the Sony. However, that one we had to do handheld because I don't have another Glidecam and the other guy didn't have any equipment, just his camera. So you'll notice that it is a little bit shaky in parts. I tried to dial that down as much as I could. You'll even notice in some parts there's a little bit of post-stabilization warp, but it's not too bad. I think we did a pretty good job of hiding all that. Now honestly, I don't remember if the guy with the Sony had it on autofocus. I did notice in some of the footage it was out of focus sometimes, but nothing too bad. Now the Nikon, I simply stuck that on a tripod down below the stage so I could capture all three of the band members in action. We tried to never get in the way of that. At first, while editing the video, the Nikon on the tripod looked really weird because it was just stable, you know, one shot there, and then the Canon was moving around and the Sony was moving around everywhere. It felt really weird. But in Final Cut Pro, and I'm sure whatever else you're using, there's this effect called the handheld effect. I use this a lot anytime I have anything on a tripod, because I think that a camera should always be moving unless there's a really specific reason why it should be sitting still. So go down to the effects tab, grab the handheld, put it on your video, and then you can adjust how wide you want it to shake and how fast you want it to shake. So I do very small increments. I only want it to shake just a little bit and very slowly. It gives the impression that somebody is actually holding the camera instead of it sitting on a tripod. All in all, I think everything came out great. These guys were just making up a song on the spot, and we had one chance to film it correctly. The song came out great. The video came out great, considering the circumstances. Hopefully in the future, I can have a better setup for that type of thing, but for now, well, we're sitting good. So let's go ahead and take a look at the video. If you like it, or if you don't like it, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. That would mean a great deal to me.